the key to the whole thing is airflow. You gotta get that heat out as fast as possible. This fan does 40,000 CFM. I bought 3. I only needed 2. Yeah, so this place has 480 3-phase power and 230 3-phase power, then 110 208. And that runs my fans off of 480. That's the only 480 I have now. The rest drops down into transformers that I'm about to show you, and drops it down to 240 so you can run. So I'll take you down this way. It's a little dark, but I'm going to take you into the heating aisle to show me my other 2 fans, my exhaust fans. Okay. Each one's 40,000 CFM. It's the lifeblood. I have a spare motor sitting over here in case one of them blows. Yeah. Ready to go. I just wanted to show you the hot aisle, because in the beginning you have to think about static pressure. So I cut holes in there to regulate. You had to open that up. You needed to have a positive versus negative pressure. So right now I'm at 50% capacity, so I plug up the vents. That's why you see those holes there. That's how I regulate the static pressure. These were pre-cut. They're ready to go. We cut it because we didn't want to have sawdust flying around, so we just pre-did it. So all you have to do is, but like I said, if I could redo it, I wouldn't use plywood on any of this. All you need is the struts. You just come straight out. So you don't need to block all this off. Yeah, so if I need a vent, I'll pull these down and then I'll let air rush through and it'll just take it out and around. You have to start doing that because these things pull, each ASIC is between 200 and 300 CFM per ASIC. So you can just do the math and you figure out what you need. Yeah. And then what I learned is you don't need air conditioning to cool these things if you have fast air. I've run at 95 degrees in here, ambient air. Yeah. Make yourself at home. Oh, I gotta say something about the cord management. I'm working on it. It looks like crap, but this was the first part, and then I was like, that's stupid. Why don't you just do it this way and hardwire them? Look how much nicer that looks. That's clean.
Honestly, that's much more professional.
And it's cheaper because you don't need the sock, the plugs. Yeah. So what I'm thinking about doing is making this will be good for GPUs, right? All GPUs, take these and move them all down here. So I could just shift everything and I could bring it down here and stretch it out. And I just have to make longer pigtails to come over here. And that can work. These are A3s I use for parts. These are S17s. When humidity gets above 80%, even though the specs say 95% they can run, anytime it goes above 80%, they'll start failing. These things will die. So I have a humidity monitor, and it sends you a text message when he passes the threshold. And I'm like, kill one of the fans. And it lets a feedback loop of hot air. So hot air burns up the humidity, drops it. It raises the temperature, but it never happens in the summer. It always happens this time of year. It gets humid.
We were here all day long, every day, 6 a.m. to 8 at night. I mean, it was crazy.
Math, just like each one has a rate that it needs. The upload packet flow, you figure out what that rate is. So I know 150 equals 1 megabyte. So I was running this off of a mobile hotspot because I didn't have internet up here at first. But now we have 1 gigabyte a second, so I don't have anything to worry about. This is my first office. So I wanted to explain what my first plan was, because things never go the way you want them to. When we first opened this up, this was not here, this wall. The idea was this wall was not here either. So we found this abandoned elevator shaft. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see in the dark. There's an elevator shaft here, and it hasn't been used in like 20 years. So the second guy in charge of this place was like, yeah, you can use that, no problem. So we're like, all right, we're gonna build a frame. We're gonna put 4 of those big fans in it, and we're gonna pull the hot air out through here. It goes up to the roof, and it bends out like a chimney.
That's like genius.
It's like, we're gonna have a chimney. And so we built the whole mine based on that, and we went to open it up. I'm like, okay, we need to open it up now. And they're like, no, you can't. I was like, well, I just built the whole mine. So then we were like, well, I'm gonna have to cut holes in the wall then. So we cut all those holes in the wall that you saw before, the vents. So I installed some generators, and I have that tape hanging down, because that tape right there that you're holding back will, as long as it's sucking in, that means the carbon dioxide is going that way. So if I run it, I put a camera right here so I can check to see if it's blowing out. Then that means the carbon dioxide is escaping into the room.
That's a cool and simple man.
So this would be a good shot. These transformers step it down from 480 to 240. There's 3 boxes right there, or the 230, 220 feed. So I have 2 different feeds.